एक्सट्रीम हीट में वो एक बेंड होके उस टाइम जो पानी का टेम्परेचर, क्योंकि वो खड़े पानी में काश करना पड़ता है, वो टेम्परेचर भी इतना हाई हो जाता है दैट अल्टीमेटली अफेक्ट देम एंड वुमेन हैव टू डू इट, चाहे वो किसी भी किस्म के हेल्थ फेज से गुजर सकती हैं. इवन ड्यूरिंग दैट प्रेगनेंसी फेज you might see so many women working in that, having no other choice, who are already pregnant and also they are exposed to that continuous smoke because of cooking and everything. उसमें ज़्यादा सफ़र करती हैं. बच्चे जो होते हैं who are exposed to that area, उनके लिए different challenges होते हैं.
Unfortunately, Pakistan is in that zone जहाँ पर ज़्यादा रिस्क है वेट बल्ब इफेक्ट का.
They are wearing very heavy dresses with very heavy embroidery. They cannot wear simply light dresses actually. You can use the same wheel actually, but in a very light stuff. Men should have a big heart to accept that. They are not able to deliver it alone.
I think it's less about having a big heart and more about survival. You completed your education from Balochistan, right? और आपकी एजुकेशन जो है अर्ली ऑन थोड़ा सा बताए ना, लाइक योर एक्सपीरियंस इन बलूचिस्तान.
Okay, so my experience in Balochistan, I grew up basically in Punjab, Faisalabad. Or when we moved to Balochistan, I started my college in Balochistan. And it was not just, starting my college, even the environment actually. आप फैसलाबाद से बलूचिस्तान आते हैं. I used to ride bike, when I used to go to school. और वहाँ आते ही we were asked that, बेटा बाइक नहीं चलानी आपने ना. So that's not the environment. And then it started from that, फिर एक चीज़ ये नहीं कर सकते, फिर आप ये नहीं कर सकते, आप वो नहीं कर सकते, being a female.
Yeah.
So there were lots of things that were actually, minimized in terms of mobility actually. In terms of participation in different activities, in terms of even going out and play outside. So वो एक बहुत ज़्यादा frustration हो गई थी. That continued actually, जब तक हम बलूचिस्तान में रहे. But of course then we went to college. So वहाँ we also saw the environment, in the girls' college, the main college of Balochistan. We enjoyed a lot, participated in many activities. But छोटे छोटे वो groups, फिर वो different cultures थे. लोगों की वो जो है ना एजुकेशन की तरफ से, एक तो द वे दे वर लाइक एजुकेटिंग, द पैटर्न ऑफ एजुकेशन वाज वेरी डिफरेंट एक्चुअली. सो दैट वाज समथिंग वी फाउंड रियली चैलेंजिंग. और फिर मुझे एहसास हुआ कि जो इन्वायरमेंट है ना आपको एजुकेशन का, वो बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूट करता है आपकी ग्रोथ और लर्निंग में. इन पंजाब वी वर लाइक इतनी वो स्ट्रिक्ट होती थी एजुकेशन, और आपके जो ग्रेड्स हैं उनको वो अचीव करना ही बहुत मुश्किल था. बट unfortunately found out no, it's not that difficult, when we were studying in Balochistan. So it was very different actually, seeing different cultures, environment, people, communities, it was exciting and it was very different actually.
Balochistan में like development के भी काफ़ी challenges अभी भी हैं. Like when I went there for the first time, I think like 5-6 साल पहले, तो I was like really amazed कि in terms of infrastructure तो है ही, लेकिन देयर वाज दिस प्रोजेक्ट जिसके ऊपर हम काम कर रहे थे. इट वाज बलूचिस्तान का जो एजुकेशनल सेक्टर प्लान था वो हमने बनाना था. तो उसमें फ्यू थिंग्स दैट आई गॉट टू नो, दे वर लाइक रियली अलार्मिंग. एक वो टेस्ट होता है, उसमें वी गेज के जो टीचर्स और स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लर्निंग आउटकम्स कैसे हैं. तो वो सेम टेस्ट जो है वो स्टूडेंट्स से और बच्चों से वो लिया जाता है. एंड यू वुड बी सरप्राइज्ड टू नो कि जो टीचर्स का स्कोर था इट वाज सेम एज जो बच्चों का स्कोर था.
Yes.
So
that was
they were learning as much as they were, teachers were teaching.
It was very kind of, literally दिल दुखता है आपका. I started my career from Balochistan by joining an EU project which was focusing on violence against women and particularly honor killings actually. So मैंने उस time में join किया. So my first assignment was to support a research on honor killing in bordering districts of Sindh and Balochistan. And then that was a very different thing. And then there was an IFAD funded project on agriculture development where the project was supporting women farmers, with agriculture loans and livestock loans, just to support their empowerment. And, the organization which was basically implementing that project, they have formed different community groups, providing them awareness raising trainings, loans, equipments and everything. After that project, I think I had a chance to, of course, I moved on with my career. I moved to Islamabad, but after like 7-8 years, I get an opportunity to visit the same communities.
Right.
And trust me, I was felt so down to see that, I thought things would have been changed actually. Those women would have been very vocal about their rights, educated. There were issues of gender-based violence might have decreased because there were so many civil society organizations now, those have penetrated in the same communities. But it was so sad to see that कि वो जो पहली वाली condition है ना, वो उससे भी ज़्यादा ख़राब हो चुकी थी. And because people have now exposure about different issues as well, instead of working toward promoting, वो और ही पीछे जा चुके थे. Those women that I met probably 7-8 years ago, working on different issues, I saw those women still crying,
Right.
still in a very bad situation. So I just don't know, I mean, where exactly we should assess the gap actually. The civil society organization, those were formed in that project, they were like, वो किसी और ही लाइन पे चल गए थे. Maybe designing a project and after seeking funding and all that.
Yeah.
लेकिन वो जो actual element था empowerment का, awareness का, वो सब का सब वही था. Schools अभी तक वही हैं, roads construction infrastructure सब वही है, access to services is still the same condition. So as I say that, you just create awareness but you do not provide support mechanism actually. So that doesn't work actually. Balochistan mein unfortunately situation has been really alarming.
Yeah.
And mobility se concerned, so I would say that I was very comfortable in driving from one district to other, like 10 years back. Now I just don't feel comfortable in driving in a Quetta city.
Yeah.
So it's
very challenging, yeah.
I feel that has become unfortunately more scary in fact. It was probably better in the past.
और क्लाइमेट का जो इम्पैक्ट है बलूचिस्तान में, जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है वो ये कि टेम्परेचर इज़ वेरी डिफरेंट कंपेयर टू व्हाट इट इज़ इन पंजाब, इन केपी, इन सिंध.
Climate का impact very different है. You might see that more drought situation as compared to flooding and all
Right.
that. Or people are, you might find more people living in mountains, in more barren areas, So they are less engaged in agricultural activities as compared to Sindh and Punjab. So the weather is very dry. But, with that drought situation, this unavailability of water, it's more challenging for women actually to perform their role within Balochistan as compared to when livelihood ki opportunities, economic opportunities are very limited and very much, at a minimum access to women actually because of other cultural kind of barriers that women get to face.
Yeah.
So I think that, it's very different. There are certain parts of Balochistan even, they also face extreme heat. Like just last year, one of the districts in Balochistan, they recorded like 54 plus temperature. It one of the highest temperature in the world that was recorded actually.
Right.
And then if you see that the living conditions that of those people, it's very hard for them to survive. There is no water. अभी भी आप देखें तो वो जो local made जो water store करने के जो methods हैं, they are still using it. Women are going in extreme weathers. They are walking to fetch water and
right.
collect and store it.
Right.
So it's very difficult actually.
जो बलूचिस्तान में टेम्परेचर के या क्लाइमेट के जो चैलेंजेस हैं वो यानी ड्राउट से रिलेटेड ज़्यादा, बिकॉज लाइक वहाँ पे जो क्लाइमेट है वो ज़्यादा ड्राई है. सो 54 डिग्री सेल्सियस इन जैकबाबाद फॉर एग्जांपल, या जो इससे मुंसलिक एरियाज है जहाँ ह्यूमिडिटी ज़्यादा होती है, वहाँ पर चैलेंज जो होगा वो डिफरेंट होगा कंपेयर टू लाइक 54 डिग्री सेल्सियस इन अ ड्राई एटमॉस्फेयर, राइट. सो इसी तरह जो चैलेंज बाकी सिंध का अगर हम बात करें तो जो ओवरऑल हीट स्ट्रेस की हम बात करते हैं, तो हीट स्ट्रेस जो है वो किस तरह से इम्पैक्ट कर रहा होता है ओवरऑल जो फंक्शनिंग है इन दीज एरियाज, उसके बारे में कुछ बताएं.
हीट स्ट्रेस बेसिकली होता है कि जब आपका एक प्रोलॉन्ग एक्सपोजर जो है वो एक्सट्रीम हीट की तरफ जाए, वेयर योर बॉडी वुड स्टॉप रेजिस्टिंग टू इट एंड स्टॉप कूलिंग डाउन, you actually are affected by heat stress. और heat stress के different impact हैं. Of course, if you are in an environment which is more humid, आपकी health पे different outcome होगा. If you are living in an environment which is less humid, आपकी health पे उसका impact different कम होगा. उसके साथ साथ फिर ये कि आपकी बॉडी को फ़र्ज करें कि आपने देखा होगा हमारी अवेयरनेस कैंपेन्स होती हैं एंड ड्यूरिंग द हीट वेव्स वी एम्फसाइज ऑन ह्यूज इनटेक ऑफ वाटर एक्चुअली वो चाहे आप ह्यूमिड इन्वायरमेंट में हो चाहे आप ड्राई इन्वायरमेंट में हो, इसका इम्पैक्ट आई वुड से चाहे वो आप किसी भी इन्वायरमेंट में उसमें एक तो आपका ओवरऑल इन्वायरमेंट है ना कि जी आपने एक ड्राउट की सिचुएशन है, फूड सिक्योरिटी की सिचुएशन बन जाती है, देखो एज अ नेक्स्ट स्टेज वो हो जाता है आपको। लेकिन अगर आप उसमें उस तरफ जाएं, अगर आप एग्रीकल्चर उस एरिया में भी जाएँ तो वहाँ ह्यूमिडिटी आपको इतना इफेक्ट करती है कि अल्टीमेटली आप उससे इम्पैक्ट और आपको मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म के जो हेल्थ के इम्पैक्ट उसमें नज़र आते हैं जिसमें आप एग्जॉस्ट हो सकते हैं, ठीक है। कार्डियक इश्यूज विद द पीपल हु आर लिविंग विद ऑलरेडी सम प्री एग्जिस्टिंग हेल्थ कंडीशन दे सफ़र more actually,
right?
So it's very different in terms of like environment को अगर आप देखें, but I would say जब impact है उनकी nature different हो सकती है, but people are equally impacted by heat stress. When your body stops resisting, stop cooling down itself, it means that you are equally impacted. वो आपका health को भी, आपका health तो आपकी तो पर्सनल एक अपनी ज़ात पे इफेक्ट है, लेकिन सोशली इकोनॉमिकली you are ultimately you will face in a dry kind of an area, you will face different challenges in terms of performing your role. Actually your productivity will be like challenged in differently. When you will be in like humid environment, your productivity will be challenged differently. That will ultimately level have an impact of your overall health, social and economic status both.
जब ज़ाहिर ग्लोबल टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा और ओवरऑल हमारा जो एवरेज टेम्परेचर है कंट्री के अंदर भी बढ़ेगा, तो हाउ डू यू सी के जो हीट स्ट्रेस है वो किस तरह से पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर्स को इम्पैक्ट कर रही होगी? सो लेट्स से जो एग्रीकल्चर की जहाँ पे हम एग्जांपल लेते हैं, तो एग्रीकल्चर को किस तरह से आपके ख्याल से इम्पैक्ट कर सकता है?
आई वुड से दैट जब ये हीट वेव्स आती हैं, सो दी हीट वेव्स बेसिकली अफेक्ट every sector actually, and agriculture sector is one of the sector which is highly affected. Of course जब आपकी ज़्यादा एक्सट्रीम हीट वेदर्स होती हैं, सो जो आपकी फसलें होती हैं विच आर नॉट टॉलरेंट टू एक्सट्रीम हीट्स, एक्चुअली यू गेट्स टू हैव दोज क्रॉप लॉसेस एंड अल्टीमेटली वो आपका एक इकोनॉमिक लॉस में कंट्रीब्यूट करता है, नॉट जस्ट ओवरऑल इकोनॉमिकल नेशनल इकोनॉमी बट आल्सो इंडिविजुअल इकोनॉमिक लॉस होता है उसमें कंट्रीब्यूट करता है,
क्योंकि जो यील्ड है वो कम हो जाएगी। अगर हीट स्ट्रेस की वजह से लोग जो हैं वो ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं दे पाएंगे इन द फील्ड।
एक तो इम्पैक्ट ये है कि लोगों पे कैसे इम्पैक्ट, एक तो ये है कि जी आप ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं दे पाते, लोग बेचारे टाइम देते हैं फिर भी उनको टाइम देना है। इवन इफ़ यू आस्क दैट यू कैंट आस्क एन एग्रीकल्चर वर्कर, अ फार्मर नॉट टू वर्क इन अ फील्ड बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सट्रीम, दे स्टिल डू, बट दे फेस चैलेंजेस इन टर्म्स ऑफ ऑन हेल्थ आउटकम्स, बिकॉज इट्स उनका सर्वाइवल है उस फसल के ऊपर, सो दे हैव टू टेक फिगर। बट कुछ क्रॉप्स ऐसी होती हैं वो इतनी एक्सट्रीम हीट को टॉलरेट नहीं कर सकते हैं, सो अल्टीमेटली क्रॉप लॉस उसमें होता है। इसी तरह अगर आप लाइफ स्टॉक सेक्टर को देखें तो कुछ एनिमल्स हैं उनको एक प्रॉपर लाइक दे आर एवन लिवेबल स्पेशी, सो उनको भी प्रॉपर केयर चाहिए होती है, एक नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर चाहिए होता है टू बी एबल टू सर्वाइव। तो इस तरह अगर आप लाइफ स्टॉक डिपार्टमेंट से भी स्टार्ट लें तो आप वो देखेंगे जो एक्सट्रीम हीट के सीजन्स होते हैं उसमें लाइफ स्टॉक लॉस बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, बिकॉज एनिमल को वो प्रॉपर फूड नहीं मिल पाता, वो मेडिकेशन अवेलेबल नहीं है, वो केयर अवेलेबल नहीं है, वो जो सर्विसेज जो एक एनिमल को चाहिए होती है टू रेजिस्ट विद दैट एक्सट्रीम हीट, तो अल्टीमेटली लाइफ स्टॉक लॉस भी होता है। सो देर आर statistics which are published by our agriculture and livestock departments actually कि कितना extreme heat के impact की वजह से agriculture loss हुआ है और कितना जो है हमारा livestock loss जो है वो इससे ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है। So ये तो हमारे main sectors हैं which are ultimately affected by heat stress. And then if I would like to bring your attention to that who are the most which are affected within these sectors.
Yeah.
So if you see that agriculture sector में हमारी I think 90% of the rural population actually women actually वो contribute करती हैं agriculture sector में। और when we talk about agriculture, if you see a typical rural sector, agriculture and livestock management is very much linked. और हमारी जो ख़वातीन हैं, सो इट्स देयर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नॉट जस्ट टू कंट्रीब्यूट इन द एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर बट ऑल्सो मैनेजमेंट ऑफ लाइफ स्टॉक इज ऑल्सो कम्स अंडर वुमेन्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। सो इन दिस एक्सट्रीम हीट व्हेन दे डोंट हैव एनी काइंड ऑफ mechanism to cope with that extreme heat actually, so they still have to work in the same kind of environment in the same and expose themselves to continuously in that extreme heat. अगर आप मिसाल लें तो चावल जो होते हैं, सो चावलों की जब काश्त होती है वो एक्सट्रीम हीट के वेदर में होती है, एंड वुमेन आर सपोज टू डू दैट, जब उनकी जो सीडिंग का बेसिकली वो स्टार्ट होता है, तो वो उस एक्सट्रीम हीट में जब काम करती हैं, अगर आप वो देखें तो उस एक्सट्रीम हीट में वो एक बेंड होके उस टाइम जो पानी का टेम्परेचर, क्योंकि वो खड़े पानी में काश्त करना पड़ता है, वो टेम्परेचर भी इतना हाई हो जाता है दैट अल्टीमेटली अफेक्ट दैम, एंड वुमेन हैव टू डू इट बिकॉज चाहे वो किसी भी किस्म के हेल्थ फेज से गुजर सकती हैं, इवन ड्यूरिंग दैट pregnancy phase, you might see so many women working in that, having no other choice.
Right.
So it's just that, livestock management mein there is a research which says that on average women spend at least 4 hours in livestock management. We have witnessed to like so many women actually जहाँ वो extra care उनको करनी पड़ रही होती है अपने livestock को manage करने के लिए, या वो किसी हीट की वजह से अगर वो किसी और बीमारी का शिकार हो गया है, वो उनको डिफरेंटली मैनेज कर रहा होता है, तो वो एड ऑन होता जाता है उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में. सो दिस एंड देन दे डोंट फॉर इंस्टेंस जैसे आपने एग्जांपल ड्राउट वाले उसमें कंडीशन में, वहाँ हाउ वुड यू फीड योर एनिमल? वुमेन जस्ट डोंट हैव टू अरेंज फूड फॉर द फैमिली, बट आल्सो शी इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू अरेंज फूड फॉर द लाइफ स्टॉक एज वेल, फॉर देयर एनिमल्स एज वेल, फॉर वाटर नॉट जस्ट फॉर द फैमिली बट आल्सो दे हैव टू अरेंज वाटर फॉर to feed the animal. So it just becomes, उनका रोल बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है,
extra burden उनके ऊपर
हो जाता है.
And then they are also वही जो they're also responsible for parenting of their kids.
Exactly. So then there is a gender roles actually. So they have to like अपने वो एक reproductive role है, ठीक है, उसको भी उन्होंने निभाना है. उसके बाद उनकी जो हाउस होल्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ हैं विच आर अगेन टोटली दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू मैनेज, उनको वो भी मैनेज करना है. देन दे हैव टू इट्स जस्ट दैट नॉट दैट कि जी आपने पेरेंट्स की, देन यू विल फाइंड देर आर सो मैनी पीपल in different families who are living with some form of disability.
Yeah.
So they also have to provide that care responsibility of the family members who are living with some form of disability.
Right.
And then you can see that आप एक extreme heat का आप खुद affect हुए हैं, your own mental health is affected, and you don't have resources to cope with it, and you have to provide a care responsibility to another person who is also affected by some chronic health condition.
Right.
Then in extreme heat, the challenge.
Cooking है जिस तरह घर के कामों में, cooking is one of the things.
Cooking is one of the things. We have seen that आपने देखा होगा कि ख़वातीन जो हैं वो ज़्यादा asthmatic हो जाती हैं, ख़ासतौर पे in village areas में. उसकी वजह ये है कि they use that traditional means of energy for the cooking and everything. We haven't yet moved to that biomass and everything, so which ultimately impact their health. और उनको
respiratory जो diseases
exactly वो बहुत ज़्यादा होती हैं, cardiac उनको बहुत ज़्यादा problem शुरू हो जाते हैं. The women who are already pregnant and also they are exposed to that continuous smoke because of cooking and everything, वो उसमें ज़्यादा सफ़र करती हैं. बच्चे जो होते हैं who are exposed to that area, उनके लिए different challenges होते हैं. So it's not just that कि आपको एक तो वो जो आपका economic contribution है which is highly unrecognized unfortunately towards the agriculture and livestock sector in specific, वो आपको, और उसके अलावा जो आपके gender आपके जो roles हैं actually as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, so those are a different role that जो इस हीट की वजह से वो आपका उनका केयर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी की होती है वो उनकी ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है, और हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं. द रीज़न आई वुड से दैट हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं, इट इज़ ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द रीज़न दैट वी डोंट हैव they find health services very challenging to access.
Right.
When I'm saying challenging to access, it means that there are two level of challenges. One is the mobility level challenges. There is no infrastructure, there are no transport services, proper transport services to access those facilities. And even when you go there and when they are able to access those facilities, you will not find the required level of health services within those facilities, because वो ही आपकी जो हैं उनके अंदर proper services ही नहीं है, medicines नहीं है, equipments नहीं है. So it's just that कि आपने access कर लिया तो वहाँ जाके आपको फिर क्या health service मिली है. So it's very very challenging actually. Our इवन इन ओवर हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज़ जो हमारा एक लोड शेडिंग हमारी एक कंटिन्यूस चल रही है, ठीक है. सो हमारे हॉस्पिटल्स जो हैं वो भी अभी तक फुली इक्विप्ड नहीं है एक्चुअली टू मीट दैट चैलेंज. देयर आर नंबर ऑफ मोर्टेलिटी रेट्स, बच्चों के, ख़वातीन के मोर्बिडिटी रेट्स ये बहुत ज़्यादा हाई हैं. और अगर आप वो डेटा देखें तो उसमें जो एक्सट्रीम हीट के जो टाइम होता है उसमें आपने खुद देखा है कि जी हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन इंक्रीज़ हो जाती है, डेथ टोल इंक्रीज़ हो जाते हैं. इवन आई थिंक 2 years बैक जो एक हीट वेव का आया था उसमें कराची में आई थिंक अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 1500 to 2000 पीपल दे वर लिटरली लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स बिकॉज ऑफ हीट स्ट्रोक्स. सो इट्स जस्ट दैट इवन इफ़ यू एक्सेस दो सर्विसेज वो वन बिकम मोर चैलेंज बिकॉज गाँव की सतह पर जो फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल है हेल्थ की वो फुली तरह इक्विप ही नहीं है to provide those services. And the campaigns that the government run actually they focus on creating just awareness कि आप पानी पी लें ज़्यादा, अपने आप को ठंडी जगह पर रखें, आप ये करें. यार how is it possible? पानी है ही नहीं है तो पानी कहाँ से पिएं? दैट्स ऑल्सो आपके जितने भी वाटर चैनल्स हैं या आपने जो हैंड पम्प्स लगाए हैं सर कुछ दोज आर नॉट एक्सेसिबल, उनमें पानी नहीं है, पानी है तो वो बहुत कंटामिनेटेड है. सो हाउ वुड यू इनकरेज वन जस्ट कैंपेन वुड नॉट हेल्प एक्चुअली टू रिड्यूस द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ हीट स्ट्रेस ऑन अ वुमेन एंड अ चिल्ड्रन. एंड वन ऑफ द चैलेंज इज दैट हाउ मेनी पीपल हैव दैट एक्सेस टू टेक्नोलॉजी. How many houses you think that have televisions to watch certain campaigns?
Yeah.
We have a chat with the meteorological department and they themselves have challenged actually that how to, spread this message to a level that it reach out to the required level actually to required community member. वो एक बहुत बड़ा challenge है हमारे. even departments even under resourced actually to कैप्चर दैट प्रॉपरली कि कहाँ पे हीट का इम्पैक्ट ज़्यादा होता है और एक्सेस वो जो एंड पॉइंट होता है वहाँ तक एक्सेस देना उस मैसेज को. तो दे आर वेरी मच चैलेंज अराउंड दैट. सो उनको पता ही नहीं है. और मज़े की बात है उनको ये भी नहीं पता कि दिस इज़ ऑल बिकॉज ऑफ हीट. समटाइम्स इन KP वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट हाउ डू यू थिंक ये कैसा आपको लगता है कि शदीद गर्मी है और ये मसला है. एंड दे आर स्टिल सेइंग दैट बस जी अब कोई अल्लाह की तरफ से कोई अजाब है. सो दे डोंट फाइंड इट एज एन चैलेंज because of climate change and all, they have like that dilemma that this is because maybe
that they have done something wrong.
They have done something wrong और Allah की तरफ से कोई इस तरह से है. So this is the level of education and awareness amongst the people. So I mean, yes, there are campaigns during the heat waves, but what messages are being given or to what extent those messages are reaching, that's very important actually. People still don't know that it is because of the climate change, it is because of the climate impact of climate. They think that probably it is because of they've done something wrong.
That's really interesting कि एक तो ये कि वो awareness उनके पास नहीं है, and then दूसरा ये कि जो social challenges भी they face, especially जो women की आपने बात की. मतलब अगर गर्मी ज़्यादा होती है men can go out and वो नहर में नहा सकते हैं.
Yes.
Women can't do that.
Women can't
and
do
sometimes
that.
like they also have to cover themselves with वो जो बुर्का वो पहनती हैं बहुत सारी एरियाज में.
That's a very kind of I would say chronic issue. हम I would say as a nation ख़ासतौर पे अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज़ में हमारा एक बिहेवियर बना हुआ इस हम समझते हैं कि हमें इन बिहेवियर्स पे काम करना चाहिए. हम समझते हैं कि इवन इन एक्सट्रीम वेदर I haven't seen it in other countries, but in Pakistan, I would say, as an example, one of the Asian countries, extreme weather में 54 degree का temperature होगा, but all men will be wearing suits. ठीक है, सूट्स पहने हैं, टाई पहनी हुई है, एंड और एयर कंडीशन का टेम्परेचर हाई किया हुआ है, नॉट रियलाइजिंग दैट कि आपने इतना हाई और इतनी ज़्यादा कूलिंग की हुई है. यार आप सूट को बेहतर करें ना. तो आप you're not understanding the carbon impact on carbon emission actually. So this is something that we need to work on our behavior. Similarly, as you just quoted that in our rural communities, and हमारा जो cultural tradition है in Sindh, actually I have seen women sweating like hell, unable to breathe, but they are wearing very heavy dresses with very heavy embroidery. They cannot wear simply light dresses actually. You know, saying that, you know, maybe the people from Punjabi, women from Punjabi communities, you know, we will look like Punjabis actually. And then, you know, they are just, you know, it's not just about looking like Punjabi and looking like from any other group. It's just that keeping yourself light actually by not wearing heavy dresses.
Yeah.
You know, it's just their culture, or maybe the wheel actually, you know. You can use the same wheel actually, but in a very light stuff. So using the right dressing is one of the very kind of key requirement to make your body cool down. You know, you cannot expect that, you know, be wearing. So हमारा एक overall behavior है actually, you know, that wearing suit, we think that हमारा जो status symbol you might say, you know. One of the things that I have noticed that, you know, these poor people, I don't see they really have a bigger contribution to, you know,
the climate change overall.
Climate overall, you know.
I mean, not just them, but the country that we live in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They you will find them on, you know, riding cycles or bicycles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you won't find them, you know, following a status symbol. हमारे लिए, you know, not having a strong intellect or education is a status symbol. We want a bigger car, regardless of its contribution to the environment. You know, how many poor people have air conditioners in their houses? You know, barely few. But every people, so who is having more contribution to this climate effect actually? So we cannot always say that, you know, because Pakistan is having global challenges because of the overall temperature globally. No, we must look at our own behaviors, that how we are contributing to our own things. Poor people, you know, they are mainly impacted by these climate effects instead of their contributing to it equally. So they are the major, you know, affectees, I would say. So I think very rightly mentioned that, you know, we must work on I heard a representative from JICA. They mentioned that, you know, in summer seasons, it's very much endorsed actually. You know, you cannot wear suits and everything even into formal meetings.
Yeah.
You have to keep your air conditioning temperature to a level, you know, which to reduce the impact on the carbon emission, you know. Yeah. But we need to work overall on our behaviors actually, apart from policies and systems and other resources, governance issues.
So the challenges that you have mentioned, ये काफ़ी deeply rooted हैं in our behaviors, in our traditions. तो इसके ऊपर गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे क्या एफर्ट्स की जा रही हैं when it comes to policy making?
To be very honest, actually, you know, the impact of the issue of heat stress and the impact hasn't been realized as yet.
Right.
We consider, the government level, I would say that we consider that maybe drought is a major emergency, maybe earthquake is a major emergency, or floods are a huge emergency. So these are the emergencies that we are trying to respond actually and trying to make ourselves prepare for. Heat waves or heat stress hasn't been realized is equally major emergency so far. And we have seen very less actually when it comes to government's policies and systems, that how this issue has been really handled or addressed actually. So ye ek major hai. We have this very recently, I think now, at the government level, I think they will plan policies, but I would say that सबसे पहले knowledge gap है. You know, so right. Knowledge is the biggest gap actually at the government level. They even don't know. I don't think there is a knowledge like at a community level. Even at that level, that knowledge is not there. That realization is not there. That yes, heat is also a very big emergency.
Right.
You know, when you would...
और उसका जो impact है on the livelihoods of a lot of people, yes. And the way we are socially structured.
Yes, not just the livelihood, but I think government also need to realize that heat is, I think, rather a bigger emergency, and it has rather huge impacts, bigger impact on in our own economy actually.
Right.
लोग और वो तो फिर एक सेकंड उसमें आते हैं. So हमारी economic जो है ना growth, उसके लिए ही heat बहुत बड़ा challenge है. When this knowledge and realization would be there, then I think government will start to work on policies. They have started, which is good. You know, we have climate change policies in different provinces and at the national level as well. Balochistan has recently developed their own climate change policy. Punjab has recently done it. Peshawar do have. So similarly, some of the after that last health emergencies in Karachi actually, where so many people lost their lives, there is a heat action plan that was developed just for the Karachi city only. Then there one which was prepared in Lahore as well. But when I looked at those plans, actually those strategies to cope up with the heat waves is also limited to awareness campaigns and all. It won't work this way.
Absolutely.
And then those are I would say those are, some might mention, none of the policy mentioned, by the way, action planning mentioned women in specific. Generally they talk about that vulnerable communities. But if someone say that our document or a policy is gender neutral, I won't buy it. It has to be gender inclusive.
Earlier we were talking about the challenges, और जिस तरह agriculture के बारे में आपने बताया, and then other social challenges as well that are linked to heat stress. तो इसी तरह migration के challenges होते हैं, और इसके अलावा भी कोई ऐसे challenges कौन से हैं जो that women face, and how policy making can actually help mitigate those effects?
I think you very well highlighted about migration. We have a huge record actually that about internal migration during the heat, during the summer season and extreme heat periods. So Pakistan में बहुत ज़्यादा internal migration होती है. वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो है, it doesn't just impact the overall the family actually, but within the family there are different people who are most impacted through these internal migration, जिसमें women होती हैं और ख़ास तौर पे बच्चियाँ होती हैं. If a family who is supposed to migrate, इसका मतलब they cannot retain their education actually because they have to migrate. They lost their livelihood actually. When they move to another area, so this means that they have to temporarily place themselves at some settlement actually. उसका impact फिर एक दूसरा ये भी हो जाता है कि वो temporary जो placement होती है in different other areas in urban cities. So urban areas have become overcrowded by these temporary displacements. वो urban areas में वो हो जाता है. They are not able to access the services, the social services actually, the way the urban communities are accessing. वो एक challenge बन जाता है. चाहे वो health हो, चाहे वो education हो, सारा कुछ. तो वो चाहे वो economic condition हो, चाहे वो livelihood हो, वो एक बहुत बड़ा issue है जो ये community face करती है because of this internal migration. Some plan to settle there then, and do not go back, which means that if they found some better livelihood opportunity in that particular urban setting, it means they would not want to go back. It means they are losing their own lands and everything. So that's another challenge. So, and then because they have to generate some livelihood support and everything, it means they will face more exploitation actually. So that's another challenge that they face. And not just exploitation, this is one of the things that, and then because of that migration, urbanization, all, transport, everything gets affected. One is the biggest challenge actually. Like IOM is working a lot, and we can have a huge data that how much internal migration is occurs actually during these heat wave times. Actually, we can definitely get some insights from IOM on that. Another thing that has not been realized is the increase of gender-based violence on women and girls during this time actually. It's very normal behavior actually. It's not about just, it is, women are definitely mainly impacted by it, but I think that even generally भी अगर आप behavior देखें, markets में देखें, हमारे जो police officials हैं, traffic police के लोग होते हैं, उनको वो बेचारे जो हैं, या आम जो कार्ट्स लगा के जो लोग वो कर रहे होते हैं मेन मार्केट्स में, चाहे उन्होंने जूस की लगाई हुई हैं या वेजिटेबल की वो लगाई हुई हैं, आप उनको देखिए, दे हैव टू स्टैंड इन द सेम एक्सपोजर ऑफ एक्सट्रीम सन, एंड इट अल्टीमेटली इम्पैक्ट दैम, दे लूज देयर टेम्पर. आप देखें मार्केट्स में लड़ाइयाँ ज़्यादा हो रही होती हैं, लोग चीख चहाट ज़्यादा रहे होते हैं. ये एक जनरल एक बिहेवियर है जो हमें एक्सट्रीम वेदर्स में देखने को मिलता है. सिमिलरली अगर हम वो घर की सतह पर चाहें तो वहाँ पर भी हमें हमें नज़र आता है. And there are many kind of women who have reported increased incidences of domestic violence during those peak seasons. So this is one of the impact actually. Unfortunately, we have very less reporting actually of domestic violence in police. That's why the data will be very limited. But if you go and talk to them, then every woman will start complaining about increasing domestic violence at home, particularly the behavioral yelling and shouting. This you will find very common actually during the peak season. That's what they say. Similarly, students jo hai, they also have complained actually, that during the peak hours, they don't find their teachers very much supportive kind of an tone and environment actually. So that's also one of the things that becomes affected actually. But in terms of policies, we have the government has started to work on some heat responsive, heat action planning actually, but it's not like on a national level or provincial level. We have heat action plans to prepare for 2 cities probably. But I would say that those plans are not gender responsive. Those are not like many other policies actually. Those plans are not designed in a way that fully understand the needs of different individuals, particularly vulnerable people actually,
right?
To respond to that heat act. So this is something that there are certain policies, but we need to make those policies more gender responsive. Gender responsive means realizing, I would say, gender, not ensuring that gender equality is there, but we should take the approach of gender equity when we need to work on those plans, because every individual has a different need actually. So we need to ensure that how we can benefit every individual by considering their different needs actually.
Absolutely. And in terms of mitigation के लिए, I'm not sure what these policies जो heat action plan के बारे में आप बात कर रही हैं, if it includes any mitigation के हवाले से कोई strategies. And again, I was going through some of the materials and I got to know that India has its national cooling action plan as well. And I got to know that Pakistan was also working on a cooling action plan a few years ago. I'm not sure if that's in place or not.
No, it hasn't been in place. What I learned that maybe our government of Pakistan has started to work on it, and we expect that by 2023 we do have a cooling action plan in place. But the major thing is that we work on policies, but in terms of mitigation, we must have some actionable solutions actually to mitigate the impact of that policies. I would definitely like to quote one of the projects by UNICEF, where they have provided renewable energy services to one of the hospitals, to reduce the impact of mortality, particularly among the newborns, and kids. So this is we need to have certain solutions actually as part of implementation to mitigate the impact of heat actually. We need to change our behavior and our overall mechanism and make a shift towards renewable energy resources, whether it's solar panel, whether there are any other solutions, whether our transport sector, So we have to make a shift and provide dedicated solution along with proper resources to work on those things.
Because I like you were mentioning, it's not just about awareness. मतलब public को सिर्फ awareness देने की तो जरूरत नहीं है. You also need to tell them what exactly they can do to save themselves and also make the environment conducive for those things. मतलब when it comes to heat, I guess there isn't much that an individual can do.
Yes.
At maybe broader level, there can be things. जिस तरह मतलब कुछ जो awareness के point of view से भी चीज़ें हो सकती हैं, वो ये कि मैं कहीं पढ़ रहा था कि like even if आप जो छत होती है घर की, उसको अगर if you paint it with white color, तो that can reduce the impact of heating because वो light को reflect करेगा.
Very true.
फिर इसी तरह से then जो उसके जो windows होती हैं, जो construction materials होते हैं, they can be more sustainable और उस point of view से where the buildings can be more heat resistant.
Yes.
So I think there is a need for a complete shift in the way our खास तौर पे urbanization के point of view से because जो हमारे cities में constructions होती हैं वो तो factor in नहीं करती हैं, वो तो cooling के point of view से हम जो है वो चीज़ें बना रहे होते हैं.
No, I think there is a huge need to make a huge shift the way we construct our houses, the way we work on plan our kind of an road infrastructure, house infrastructure, the way we plan our transport sector, so it's the way we need to fully reform our energy sector as well, so it's just that we need to behave. Awareness raising should not be limited to that pani piye, take a lot of water. Awareness is rather with that, how shift to a renewable energy can better benefit you actually, so economically, socially, and in a personal capacity as well. So this is something, this whole system needs to be changed. Now I see that there are lots of companies, private sector organizations, even government is trying to promote electric vehicles actually. And then it was lovely to see that more women are encouraged actually to use electric bikes actually. Yes, we need to also assess the safeguarding mechanism as well, that when a woman who is using a bike is on road, how safe we can, how supportive an environment could be. But agar aap and electric vehicles and electric buses और सारा कुछ इसमें तो shift कर रहे हैं, but we don't have charging stations even.
या जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं
exactly.
उसको अगर इफ वी आर यूजिंग जो वही इफ वी आर बर्निंग फॉसिल फ्यूल्स दैट इज नॉट
exactly that is not sufficient. So we have recently visited flood affected communities in Sindh, and all the women, particularly women, regardless of the challenge of food and shelter and everything, they were demanding they were highlighting the need of electricity. And it was they were saying that, can you please give, forget about the awareness and forget about everything else, economic support and training and all that. Can you give us one solar panel with battery, please? This is all they were demanding. And their needs were very much genuine. They said that they were like pointing out particularly to the people living with disability. They were saying that after 6 p.m. it gets dark everywhere. They don't have electricity. How you expect a person, because this was like in water and sanitation support project, and the project were considering to construct a toilet facility, maybe a common toilet facility and everything. They was like, fine, you are constructing a common toilet facility. How do you expect that the person living with disability without a proper electricity to go there and attend the toilet facility? So it's just that, everybody was like, please give us one solar panel with battery. And to their, it was great that to see that so many women, when they were asked, how will you manage the cost of its maintenance and everything? They said, we will learn that skill. They were even ready to do it, but this is such a biggest need actually. So we probably need to, even we are creating awareness campaigns, we need to go beyond telling them that take a lot of water,
I was reading on the wet bulb effect, जिसमें I got to know कि there is a certain temperature, वो जब अगर उसमें if there is a high temperature and if there is a moisture or humidity, और वो एक कंसिस्टेंट टाइम तक जो है वो टेम्परेचर मेंटेन रहे, ह्यूमिडिटी मेंटेन रहे, तो उसको वेट बल्ब इफेक्ट करते हैं, जिसमें टेम्परेचर जो है वो एक सर्टेन लिमिट तक जब पहुंच जाता है ना, और बाहर जो ह्यूमिडिटी है वो भी ज़्यादा हो, तो उस टाइम पे जो इवन बॉडी की जो स्वेटिंग होती है, even that does not help to reduce the internal temperature. So even if you drink water, that's not going to help you.
Not going to help you, yes.
So in that atmosphere, if it continues for a certain hours, you're surely not going to survive. मतलब अगर वो मैं पढ़ रहा था कि 6 घंटे तक अगर वो वेट बल्ब इफेक्ट रहता है, so there is a likelihood, especially those who are vulnerable, that they will lose their lives. So in those conditions, having air conditioning is the only option. So अगर आप sustainable air conditioning जो है उसके ऊपर काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, because like you mentioned earlier कि जो हमारे air conditioners हैं, they also contribute to the pollution, right? Because they also emit pollution. So they're not sustainable in the long run. So we need to find solutions जहाँ पर हम we are coming up with the solution for cooling our houses. Exactly. And that cannot be done at an individual level. And like you mentioned about the migration as well. So जो इस तरह के areas, because climate change का impact जिस तरह से बढ़ता जाएगा, तो ये जो strip है जिसमें पाकिस्तान unfortunately fall करता है, जो पर्शियन गल्फ, नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया और पाकिस्तान खास तौर पे जो ये सिंध का और पंजाब का एरिया, it's at a very high risk.
I agree.
So there, when it becomes too frequent, so in that condition, these areas will become uninhabitable. और वहाँ पर रहना जो है वो नामुमकिन हो जाएगा, जिस वजह से जो माइग्रेशन है उन एरिया से वो करना जो है वो बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाएगा, बिकॉज लाइक अदरवाइज वो सर्वाइवल जो है नामुमकिन होगा. तो अगर आप माइग्रेशन को जो एड्रेस करने के लिए कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, अगर आप सस्टेनेबल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोवाइड करने के लिए, क्लीन एनर्जी के लिए कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, एंड इफ़ योर फोकस इज जस्ट टू प्रोवाइड अवेयरनेस, so I think as a government, you're not playing your role effectively.
Exactly. And I also, one of the things that I must highlight that I think I would say I'm just referring to men actually. You know, we are living in a male-dominated society. And men should have a big heart to accept that they are not able to deliver it alone. You know, so they should encourage and engage their other halves actually. You know, the woman actually. Even I'm not saying about the even at the household level, in the current circumstances, it's very challenging for a man, you know, to be the only bread and butter winner for the whole. It's very challenging. He as an individual is not able to fulfill that responsibility alone. If he does that, it means that their family will have to compromise on a lot of things, whether it's better health or better education or better environment, better social kind of I would say that, you know, I would again say that if you have to grow your economy, you have to equally engage the 50% of the population who you have paralyzed thinking that you are enough actually. No, you are not. You should admit that. You know, have a big heart and encourage women participation at all level in the leadership roles, in the managerial roles. And this is one of the bigger reasons that why women's needs are ignored, because at the decision-making level, only men are sitting. You will barely find, you know, women sitting on the policy level. You know, even if you see the percentage of women participation in the policy level decision will be extremely low. Like, you know, only 1 or 2 women experts might sit there and they will like, you know, उनको होता है कि जी हमने ख़वातीन को भी उसमें participation का मौका. This is not enough. They have to be at every level. Until you will not engage women there, you will not realize them. And you have to admit that you as men doing alone, you know, it won't work actually. If it's not working at the household level, even a small farmer cannot run his house without the support of his woman, you know, जो उसने खेत में काम लेना है, लेबर काम लेना है, अनपेड लेबर. अगर एक छोटा फार्मर नहीं कर सकता, so how do you expect that, you know, they will contribute to a bigger economy?
I think it's less about having a big heart and more about survival.
Yes.
Because they can especially the time lies ahead of us. कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो कि climate change की वजह से वो हमारे यहाँ पे no matter what we do are going to happen.
Yes.
So more temperature means that we will have more droughts, more rainfall, you know, leading to floods.
Yes. Glaciers melting.
Glaciers are melting.
Yes.
फिर इसके अलावा जो yield है वो इफेक्ट होगी. जब प्रोडक्शन इफेक्ट होगी तो इसका मतलब है कि इन्फ्लेशन ज़्यादा होगी, तो डेफिनेटली यू नीड the other half to contribute equally and sustain.
Yes.
So I think it's very important to realize and include women equally in every field of life. Before we conclude, I think we also need to emphasize on this thing कि जिस तरह जो हीट स्ट्रेस के ऊपर हमने बात की है, a lot of development areas जिस तरह हम पहले बात कर रहे थे are somehow linked to heat stress. So जिस तरह आपने पहले भी मेंशन किया, तो जो challenges हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एजुकेशन का जो चैलेंज है, विदाउट फैक्टरिंग इन द हीट स्ट्रेस वी कैन नॉट कम्प्लीटली एड्रेस दैट. जिस तरह आपने मेंशन किया कि हेल्थ के जो चैलेंजेस हैं, इसके अलावा जो हमारे जेंडर बेस्ड वायलेंस के चैलेंजेस हैं, सो जो हीट स्ट्रेस है दैट इज एट द एपिसेंटर ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दीज डेवलपमेंट चैलेंजेस दैट वी हैव, राइट?
I fully agree. I think extreme heat waves and extreme heat temperatures are linked to everything, you know, in every sector. whether it's agriculture, whether it's education, whether it's livestock, whether our industries, whether our informal workers, whether on other kind of things, whether it's impacting on immigration, and it's impacting on livelihood and overall poverty, and it's impacting on economy. It's a kind of very complex situation actually, and extreme temperatures are contributing to extreme temperatures are impacting on every sector and lives of every human being one or another way. So in terms of, I would say that we should be solution oriented, focus on more on solution, but those solutions should be very practical. And our existing governance system and our existing policies needs to make a huge shift actually how we are doing things now, how we are providing energy services, or how we are providing water services, or how we are providing education services. You cannot expect your students to show high level of results or maybe a better kind of an outcome of education if there are no basic facilities even in the schools. If there are even the school hours, there is no electricity, how would you expect them? So I think that we need to make a shift in every sector actually, whether it's agriculture sector and the people who are supporting the agriculture sector, whether it's a livestock sector and the people who are contributing to the growth and economy linked with livestock sector, whether our women are working in industries and how industries are supporting those women through flexible working hours or through maybe better facilities within the factories actually to improve their productivity, and health impacts are major, is a major impact of heat waves. So the people who are a major contributor, particularly at the grassroots level, we must ensure that the health services are very rightly provided to those people actually. That's one of the things. Just to quote an example that within that I saw the in one of the villages, वो बच्चा था ना, उसको वो थे in extreme fever में ना उसको fits पड़ते थे, and then doctor had advised that the temperature his fever जो है ना उसका वो 100 से above बिल्कुल भी नहीं चाहिए, otherwise it will be a life loss. How would you expect those kind of very kind of poor community to ensure that their child should stay in a right temperature actually, so that usko fever jo hai wo 100 plus pe high na ho. So these are the challenges. So it's just that on the governance side, we need to have a proper health services and access to health services as well properly. So if you want to mitigate that, and then there is a huge shift that we need to do in terms of making our energy kind of system, shifting to renewable energy solution, whether it's solar energy, ये जो biogas का है इसको हम वो करें, and then ensuring more and more participation of women in every field actually, particularly the climate related fields. So that's something. One of the examples that I was working with the private sector actually, the ones who are working on different non-solid waste management, बड़े ही interesting ideas उनके पास. You can get the names. For instance, that Devu, Shams Power, I was supposed to support them in mainstreaming Jesse in their interventions. So Devu had proposed, they were expanding to electric buses, and they were introducing electric rickshaws and all that. Similarly, Shams Power is is kind of an expert in the solar PV area. But it was very challenging first to convince them. That's they said, how would we find women? How it will be benefit women? Even if they see the role of a woman, तो अब वो जैसे buses के लिए तो वो hostess ही बन के रह गई है खाली, the bus hostess. There is no other role that she can play. And similarly, solar part the woman will do. In the solar we don't find engineers and all. It was very hard to tell them even that, they can do, you need to create certain opportunities. We would want to see our country, कि हमारी economic growth जो है, it's a bigger challenge. But unfortunately, the women who constitute maybe at least even they constitute 50% of the economy, आपने उनको बिल्कुल ignore किया हुआ है. So if your 50% of your community is sitting paralyzed and not contributing effectively to the country's economic growth, how would you expect that your economy will grow? and compete with other economies. So this is something that, I would feel that even there are many sectors. So गाँव में जिससे भी जाके पूछे ना तो वो कहते हैं ये तो मर्दों के काम है, ये तो मर्दों के काम है. And when I looked at the roles, there are a huge number of roles that women can play and contribute to within those sectors. हमारे आज तक ट्रेनिंग और एजुकेशनल के जो चीज़ें हैं वो ही हम लोग ख़वातीन को ट्रेडिशनल और वोकेशनल एजुकेशन से ही निकाल नहीं पाए हैं. There are many private sector organizations who want to have women on board as an engineers, but they struggle to find women engineers. And even when we say that, the universities are filled in, there are many fresh graduates and there are many girls who are enrolled into engineering subjects, but they say that there are different other challenges. This is the reason they are not able to find them and recruit them. And then the policies, those are like, अगर आप देखें हमारे industrial sector को देखें, how many of industries are providing a proper environment, particularly in extreme heat conditions where women can continue to work? Do they provide क्या कहते हैं breaks, required breaks, या क्या हमारी ख़वातीन जो हैं different working hours में काम कर सकती हैं? They can't work in nights because the environment is not there. They don't have gender inclusive policies and systems. The jobs they do not support their reproductive role, actually their family role. So there are so many social challenges as well which ultimately contribute to the same thing. So it's just that we have to have women in every sector, particularly the non-traditional sectors, the non-traditional areas, and we need to push them to go beyond this vocational training, education, just learning beautician and embroidery and all. What would these women do? I mean, there are hundreds of civil society organizations working in the same community, and all of them are providing training on embroidery, beautician and stitching, and and you see that there are 50 households in one village, and every woman from each household is learning the same skill.
Yeah.
How would they earn?
So that also limits their economic prosperity.
Exactly. Yeah. There is a research actually which says that the women who have learned these skills actually haven't been able to earn rupees 2,000 to 2,500 per month. So how you expect that woman, particularly the woman who doesn't have any support, actually, the single woman, to to feed her family. So it's very challenging. We should promote their participation in technical education, in the transport sector, in the energy sector, and we should take them beyond this traditional vocational education actually to promote their participation.
Thank you so much for your time, Ishrat.
Thank you very much. It's lovely joining you.
Hope to have you soon again.
Inshallah. Thank you very much.